So, the last time we left off, because it's been like a month or so since we played the Dragons campaign, more so for Abel. Last time we left off, the recently formed Alliance of Dragons, whatever you're gonna call yourself, haven't came up with a name, so woke up on their second day in their new home. The dragons went out hunting where they encountered a caravan going through the forest, and the dragons decided to take out these new shiny creatures that they've never seen before and steal the caravan. The humanoids seemed to be frightened of the sighting of so many different kinds of dragons, and trying to flee, the dragons did their best to hunt down the remaining new creatures. Not 100% sure if they got all of them, but nonetheless, they got some food out of it. And in the process of that, the dragons decided to free the prisoners, which turns out to be a small pack of kobolds, who quickly began worshipping the dragons, referring to them as gods and goddesses, and with a sparkle in Gyga's eyes over the new toys, the party decided to take the kobolds back home. And after looting the caravan, getting a chest worth of treasures, taking the humanoid corpses back home for food, the dragons return home where they let the kobolds loot the corpses and even eat the leftover remaining meat off of the corpses. And they quickly began establishing themselves in the nearby cave that's on the island and swore their allegiance to the dragons. And going out on patrol on their new homes, the dragons tracked down some spiders that led them to a nearby cave, where they hunted the spiders down, and after a somewhat easy fight for some of y'all, and a little bit harder fight for one of y'all, the group brought back some more food and began nesting at their home. And after counting up the treasures that they have gotten, decided to get ready for nesting. So, here is how we're going to be doing the leveling up system. So, I believe I explained this before, that once you reach a certain level, you will officially age up from wormling to young dragon, then to adult dragon, then to ancient dragon. And that basically requires you to hibernate among all of your treasures and your hoards, basically. So what I decided to do is, upon normal leveling up, so just from 1 to 2, we are going to establish that each time you level up, your dragon is going to go into like a short hibernation, which can last between a week to maybe a couple months, depending on how big the changes are. So we'll say for leveling up to level 2, we are going to say that the hibernation will take about a week. Going forward, I will be rolling I'll be rolling some dices just to see how long each leveling will take, and this will determine like how much time is going to progress when you wake up. This is how I'm gonna kind of make sense on how dragons can live so long and yet not be like an ancient dragon by like year 100 and everything. So I'm just gonna, this is how I'm gonna make that make sense in a way. So we're gonna say that y'all have natural instincts, and y'all know that soon leveling up to level like growing, y'all gonna be hibernating for a short time soon. So y'all can decide whether you can rely on the two different races, the orc tribe, which y'all more or less taken under your wing, pun intended, or the kobold tribes, who are kind of living with you. You can rely on them to provide you for food when y'all wake up, and for some sort of protection, just in case, you never know. Or you can stock up on more foods and get ready for the long week. And either way, y'all should also mention to the kobolds or the orcs, y'all's call if y'all want to. No worries there. But that's how we're going to do the leveling up system. So we are going to resume to the third day of one by one, you each wake up as you all kind of come out of slumber. As I try my best to remember everybody's name, or excuse me, how to pronounce everybody's name. Uh,
Hmm.
Frieden, Frieden,
I got
Freedom.
Frieden.
yeah.
Yeah, freedom.
Yeah, Frieden. Um, when you went to sleep, you kind of slept for a full day, kind of just not wanting to get out of your comfortable spot. You do begin to open your sleepy eyes and then stretch your whole body out, stretch out your wings. And one thing you quickly notice is you see a bunch of small, tiny, like somewhat tiny humanoid scaled creatures who are some are looking like they're kind of grooming you, like they're kind of cleaning off your scales and kind of giving you some water for some of the plant life that's on you. And some are like curled up next to you, like sleeping soundly. But that's the first thing you notice when you wake up and you see all these tiny, like humanoid creatures who are just, or these small humanoid creatures who are just kind of tending to you. You don't recall what they are or like who they are in particular. But as you look around, you do see more of your dragon's allies who all begin waking up and finding more or less the same thing as Galatea and Mizuchi. Yeah. Um, both of y'all wake up and y'all see more or less the same thing of some of the kobolds look like they're cleaning your scales and some are like getting like some like sharpened stone and they're like trying to file your nails and like your claws and stuff, and some are sleeping next to you, and you do look over to the the largest one of y'all, Gygas, who seems to be just curled up tight with a lot of the kobolds just kind of sleeping next to him and doesn't seem to be waking up.
The lug is sleeping. Too long.
Like, excuse me, little dudes. Who are you all?
As you ask this, all the kobolds turn to you and go, Dragon Master, you have awakened! Thank God! We thought you were dead! Praise the gods! Yeah! And you see all the kobolds begin cheering and everything. You see some kobolds are bringing you some fish and go, we got this! We got this for you! Yes, 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 yes.
Oh, like, that's so rad of you. I really appreciate that. You're worshiping me?
Yes! We worship all dragons! And you are dragons, so we worship! Yes! And you see a lot of the kobolds are going, yes, yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And then they look over at Mizuchi and Galatea and they're going, the other dragons woke up! Get more food! And you see all the kobolds are going, oh, yes! And the kobolds are like dashing everywhere and they're trying to collect food for y'all.
Well, this is nice.
Hmm, right on. This is totally righteous. I am so in love with these little guys. Mizuchi, like, where did you find these little treasures?
They were locked in a cage, and we saved them. And I was just gonna let them go, but I saw an opportunity. I decided that I was going to see if this could be an army of some kind. May have started a cult, but that's fine by me.
You know, all good literature has a cult in it. So,
What is literature?
oh, you know, oh, that's right. Your parents didn't really read to you when you were young, did they?
Okay.
It's like these pieces of wood that have been made into paper, and there's like words on them. And the ones that my parents read were in Draconic because all these folks had just, kind of like brought it to them. And like they performed plays and sung songs out of them. And they were like really good stories, like some of the totally most dopest stories you've ever heard in your life.
Okay. Um, you are an interesting one.
Thanks, man. I know.
You see, some of the kobolds are like, "Mm, mm, 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 mm. Someone get wood!" And a lot of kobolds going, wood! And you see like a small, looks like a swarm of kobold just immediately runs over to the nearest tree, and you see that they begin hacking away, not gracefully at all, just with like stone tools, and begin hacking. And some kobolds are literally ripping the bark off, and
Mhm.
they one of the kobolds who ripped one of the bark off like runs over to the one who was ordering them and hands it to them, and the kobold was like, and takes out like a sharpened rock and begins just carving into it, and then flips it around and holds it up, and you see the the simple draconic word of hi.
See, this little man totally gets it. He's into it. What is your name, little dude?
Oh, my name. And you see he tosses the piece of bark behind him and goes, my name. And you see he puts his hands on his hip and puffs out his chest. And you see he just like scrunch up his little snout and kind of and like sticks out his little tiny horn that's at the end of his snout. And he goes, my name is Little Horn. Yeah.
A little horn. I think you might be my new muse. I'm totally like so enraptured with your ingenue.
No idea what you said, but dragons!
Right on, man. Uh, Galatea, how are you doing, man?
I'm just enjoying your little performance as always. It's
Thanks.
so lovely to hear
You
you talk
know,
so much.
it's just, if you're enjoying it, it is customary to like toss a coin.
I don't
If you
have
go.
any coins.
Okay,
I
well,
don't.
like,
We don't purchase items.
Well,
Why would I?
anything will work.
coins are the little tiny treasures that the people use. So technically speaking, we do. But I'm not going to toss you a coin. One, I can't even be bothered to try and pick that up. But that is also mine. I'm not going to throw it at you because then it becomes yours, and you can fuck off.
Mm, that's kind of rude, man.
No, it's just simple. If you want
So
me to be
I
rude,
think
I can.
I think Little Horn would agree that we all need more coin, man.
Well, we all do need more coin, but at what? Not at the cost of me giving you mine.
That's fine, that's fine. Whatever. I can improve my performance if that's what you're saying.
I I don't know if I should say that I want that to improve, because improving sounds worse to me. I You are a unique individual. That
Right
is for
on.
certain.
Right on. I will take that. Let's like take a moment here and have a little powwow. You guys feel up to doing that?
Oh, what?
Like a little talk sesh.
Is that not what we're doing now?
Yeah, let's talk about Galatea, get in here. Then I'm like getting closer to Galatea and Mizuchi. Like, do you guys dream about? Like, what are your aspirations? What are you guys after?
I I don't aspire for just anything. I aspire for everything.
Hmm. Well, everything can't be one thing.
What?
I mean, think about it. If you had everything, then there'd be nothing.
And it would all be mine.
Oh, but then you wouldn't have anybody or
I don't
anything.
need anybody if I own everything.
That's what they all say, and then they go crazy.
Well,
You
unfortunately
sound
for you,
crazy.
Mizuchi, that isn't going to happen because I am going to have everything.
Hmm. It's great that you can still aspire so much. It's commendable. Besides, I, as much as I hate to say it, we're somewhat in this together. So,
For now.
for one to have everything, we kinda ought to, in a way.
Well, it's great that you guys want so much. Um, I will cheer you on while you try. Uh, bravo, brava, dudes and dudette. Eh, well, I guess we should get started on that then, right?
I thought you would never ask.
You see some kobolds come up to you, Mizuchi, and you, Gatea, and they hold up what looks to be a in their hands. It looks to be a giant fish, but it's actually a fairly small one. And you see they look up at you and go, "Fish?
Hmm. Yes, thank you.
Fish?" And look at you, Gatea. "Fish?
Yes.
Fish?" And you see they nod, and you see that they seem to be really animated and really jittery as they all just gotta get. They like the fish. They like the fish. Oh yes. Quickly, we must continue our work in the cave. And you see all of them just and go full sprint into the cave.
What kind of work?
No response.
Little
Uh,
Horn, man, what are you doing in there?
You see the small kobold named Little Horn just comes running out. Just, tick, 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 and guy, yes, what?
Uh, uh, but one of your little pals over there said that you guys are doing something, and we're kind of keen to know what that is, man. Like,
this is
you
our
guys
cave
do?
after all.
We make Master's home bigger.
Oh,
Okay.
Bigger.
There we go.
how are you guys doing that? That's so interesting. Do you guys have like little cute tools to go in your little hands?
We have. And you see he reaches behind him and holds out just two sharpened rocks. I'm going, we have rocks.
Oh, that is
I'm
absolutely precious.
I'm not an expert by any means on what the people use, but correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they have more? What is the word? Tools, better tools for that
You see Little Horn.
in some way.
You see Little Horn just looks. Um, tosses the rocks behind them, and you see the rocks just arc up and then hit two kobolds in the head, and they just fall down. And you see the Little Horn just goes, then pulls out a what looks to be a giant sword compared to him, but it's really just a short sword, and just holds it up. I have sword.
That is worse. I will tell you that is worse.
Oh,
I believe it's something called a pickaxe.
Oh,
That
pickaxe.
is what you. Maybe a shovel. I'm familiar with that one.
Mm.
I love the shovel. Such a brilliant tool.
We don't have those.
Well, maybe you should get some, or learn how to make them. If you're learning how to make paper, then I think you can manage that. I think. I don't know if the process is harder for making paper. I'm not.
I'll go ask Big Brain. See what he says. And you see, just
Big brain.
he runs into the cave, and then you see him like quickly pushing a slightly smaller kobold compared to him. And you see this kobold is like a little bit better dressed. It has instead of just like loincloths that's wrapped around him, this one has like a full. It looks to just be like he made a cloak out of a sack of a potato bag, and just has his head poking out like where the openings at, and like 2 holes in it for his legs, and he comes just scurrying out, and you see he like looks over at the group, the dragons, and go, "I big brain for dragons. Yes, yes, yes. I do thinking. Yes, 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 yes."
Okay. So you're the smart one.
Yes.
I am here. Give me 1 second. I'm just drying my hair off.
What? Interesting.
No, stop it.
Yes.
What? Do you have knowledge of how to make tools?
Yes, yes,
Like a
yes,
pickaxe or a shovel?
yes. I make
And-
tools.
And you've been letting your compatriots simply swing at rocks for what I imagine days on end with rocks, with the knowledge to do those things this entire time.
I only had a day to make tools. But I made this! And you see, he pulls out what looks to be a kind of a fairly long stick. And you see that on one end of the stick appears to be a sharpened rock that gets to a point. It looks like a very, very primitive version of a pickaxe. And he just holds it up and then looks at Littlehorn and goes, "How many do we have?" And you see Littlehorn just goes, 2. Yeah. And then you see Big Brain just looks at him. "Without this one." "Oh, 1. And you see Big Brain just like you see he's like holding the tool and seem to be like tapping his head with the tool, but tapping the pointed end into his head, and just goes, "We need more tools." And Littlehorn just goes, "Oh, yes, 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 yes. More tools. More tools." And you see Big Brain just looks at you, Mizuchi, and goes, "I go make more tools!"
Yes, please.
And you see he just turned around, just runs off into the forest. And you see Littlehorn just nods his head, just, "Yes! Can I go now?"
Yeah,
Yes.
man, you're doing such a great job. We can't impede you any further.
"Yes! Hail the dragon gods! Yeah!" And you see he just runs off into the cave.
What did I miss?
These kobolds are something else.
Welcome, Seth.
Hi, I was in the shower. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you for joining up. Regardless, you just haven't missed much. Everybody's waking up to the sight of all the kobolds that are kind of just attending y'all. And
I was wondering why Abel sounded very high.
Oh, it's got.
Oh, did he also awaken buried in dirt?
that is true. I forgot that did happen.
Yeah.
I forgot that did happen.
Well, I'll be back in. It doesn't really matter right now. It just logged me out randomly.
I forgot how to get to the thing. Give me 1 second.
I forgot that did happen. So rewinding a little bit. Frieden, when you initially awoke, you find yourself buried under the ground with just your head poking out.
Oh, that changes everything.
And you see a lot of the kobolds around you are just kind of watering you, like they're bringing like small like cup size filled with water, and they're just running up onto you and just pouring on you like you're a plant. And
No, he's being watered.
Well, so I, you know, I deeply appreciate what you guys are doing here, but I'm gonna go like wash myself off so I can, get ready for the day. There's a lot to do.
okay. Then, with as you're just trying to get loose and every thing, I will go ahead and then clear the chat log. Gotta do that. We'll go ahead and more. Some takes you a little bit. You are not exactly the strongest dragon that's there, and with a little help from, with a lot of help from the kobolds who are like digging, like a dog, just to get you out. As each one of y'all fast forwarding, having this conversation with little Horn, you then hear a loud yawn as you finally see Gygas has awoken with a small pile of kobolds that are on him, and you see he just stretches out his long wings and just kind of pops his neck.
A lot.
Oh. He's awake.
Good.
What I missed? Oh, Flower's awake.
I guess we were just talking about our dreams and aspirations, man.
That sounds lame.
Do you not have any dreams and aspirations?
Food.
You know, that sounds expected. 100%. Nothing less. Nothing more.
Seth, just letting you know, we also did discuss about, because last time we played, I talked to y'all three about saying that when y'all ended the last session, y'all were gonna level up to level 2, and I did say that I was gonna I was gonna message all of y'all on the side to discuss about what class you're gonna be. But since the Dragons campaign is more of just like a last case scenario, just kind of springed up because Luxie sadly had to message me about 3 or so hours ago and told me that she kind of had a panic attack and she had to take a day. And I said, no problem, go ahead. And since I had 4 of y'all, we were going to resume the Dragon campaign. But regardless, how we're going to do it is leveling up. I believe I discussed with you about, you in the group, about when y'all reach a certain age, the dragons will go to the next age category. So, y'all wormlings, but once you get to a certain level, you will upgrade to young dragon, and then upgrade to adult and ancient, and so on. And I informed y'all that in order to do that, y'all will have to hibernate for a certain amount of times with your treasures. So I decided to make it a bit more sense. I had decided that each time y'all level up, you will go into a very short version of hibernation, which can take from a week to a couple of months, depending on the level. We're gonna say that y'all have dragon instincts that let you know that in order to grow, since y'all did get a good amount of treasure from the caravan that y'all looted last time, in order to grow, y'all do need to hibernate for about a week. So it's y'all's choice what y'all want to do, whether y'all want to rely on the kobolds just taking care of y'all while y'all sleep, or you'll want to go and stock up on food yourselves, or if you want to go to the orc tribe and let them know, It's y'all's call how y'all want to like hibernate and just get ready. Just note that if something wakes you up, then the growing will fail, and you will have to like prolong the hibernation till you grow. So
Yes.
it's just always good to find a good point to like a safe location to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, that's all you basically miss. As y'all have woken up, had a weird interaction with all the kobolds who are still treating all of y'all like gods and pampering you, just cleaning y'all scales and feeding y'all fish that they managed to wrangle from a nearby lake or a small little pond that's on the island. And you hear that they're making some room inside the cave that's on the island as well, and seem to be more or less trying their best.
I can appreciate that. I want to get big.
I think we should be fine.
Should we let orcs know?
I think we should let them know, yeah, since they're kind of
They're ours.
border guards, if you will.
Tell them the kobolds are our pets. Yes. Maybe they can make stuff for kobolds.
Gotta be careful about empowering those below you. They may
They're our friends.
take
I'm
your
gonna
power for them.
like wrap a wing around like a bunch of them and pull them like, see, pets, friends.
And you see the kobolds just get dragged over and go, and they look up at you and Gygas and go, God!
That's not friendship, guys. It's worship.
I'm gonna still like hold them like they're like puppies or something.
You see the
Just give
kobold-
her this look.
Yeah, you
Just
see the
give her-
kobold just look like a stuffed bear and just kind of looking around. Just, oh.
Do not Lenny the kobolds.
So, what are y'all doing?
That joke.
What?
What?
The joke.
That joke.
I
Oh.
said don't Lenny the kobolds, the mice and men.
I'm so glad I was muted because I cackled.
All right. So, what are you doing?
Sorry, I gotta say something happened and I ran away from the headset.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Is that a cat?
That was Coco, I believe.
That was a mad cat.
Coco's very upset.
Well, she got stepped on, so like that's fine.
All my friends heard that.
I
She's
think
okay.
we should go tell the orcs first. I volunteer to go do that.
You talk better.
You know, I appreciate the compliment.
I wag my tail.
Just thinking, although coming from him doesn't mean much, but you didn't say it. It's like it doesn't really mean much then. That's fine. So that's what I'll do. I can probably head out to do that once we kind of establish more what we're doing overall.
Okay. So, we got Mizuchi volunteering to go to the orc tribe to discuss with them. Does anybody want to join her, or y'all's call what y'all want to do?
I want to see.
Going to call to Little Horn again and just say, Little Horn,
Yes.
hey new friend. So I'm really curious about you, man. Like, how many languages can you speak?
What's language?
Uh, what we're talking right now, I know that you know Draconic,
Yes.
but do you know what those humans and orcs speak?
a little bit. I know what humans speak. They speak a weird language. I believe they called it um, common. Yes, maybe. I don't know. I think it's called
That's
common.
boring.
That's quite fascinating, little man. Are there other little guys in your little colony that know how to speak common well as well?
Big brain.
Yes.
Oh, Big Brain, are you there, man?
You see, Big Brain comes out wearing his like sack of potato bag and comes out, and you see he has like now multiple sticks and what looks to be half finished like primitive stone pickaxe, and you see that while he's running up to you, he seems to be smashing them together. To it looks like he's trying to sharpen on one, but by just smashing the two stone heads together, and you just hear the clacking, just constant, and you see he runs up and goes, "Yes!"
Big Brain, man, I know you're a busy fellow, but could you, like, maybe teach me some common? Little Horn here says that you're really good at it.
Yes, I know the human language, common. Many
Excellent.
races speak common.
While
Excellent.
I admire their teaching, I would also like to learn language that may benefit me. Maybe we just take him with us for now.
Hmm?
Save time.
You know, I love that journey for you, but I was just gonna, like, have him, like, them clean me off and, like, have a nice leisurely lesson here. Talking with the orcs just seemed like a lot of work.
Okay. It. That's why you're not going. You're not going to be there. You're going to be here.
Righto, man.
So, and sorry, Big Brain is going to be with us to relay and interpret.
Yes.
No, I think he should stay here with me and just, he's got a lot on his plate, man. Like,
And he's going to have more unless he wants to be on the plate.
well, there's that one orc fella there that knows Draconic.
And he was ancient. He may be dead.
I doubt it.
Look, Mizuchi, do you really want to leave it up to the rest of these idiots to figure out how to make a pickaxe? He's the only one who knows how.
Barely. And
Well,
we'll
it's
be
better
gone
than
at
nothing.
most for maybe an hour or two. That's maybe 1 or 2 pickaxes. Big Brain, if you hit the pickaxes together again, I'm going to eat a finger. Stop it.
Sorry.
I don't think that's how you sharpen them. That's going to make them chip and get more blunt.
So he kind of looks at the pickaxe.
Like her personality.
See, here's the thing, right? If he may be able to learn things as well that benefit us if we take him there, he's going to know what to look for more. He's more grounded with these
This broke.
savage creatures. And that's what I said. That was a good toss. Excellent.
Yeah. Big Brain do good. And Little Horn just looks like, Big Brain did good. Get the pickaxe done. And you see he just holds up the very chipped and very... it's very, very warped. Not really having a sharp point to it. It does have a point, but not really that sharp. And you see Big Brain just goes, yes! There you go. And Little Horn just grabs it and goes, oh, okay. I go give it to the crew. Yes.
Excellent work. Now, again, if he's with us, it enables him to potentially learn something. And us to do this conversation much easier. Less interpretation and when everyone can understand each other, I feel like it may be much. Your lesson is going to take longer than a day, regardless. So why would you want to do it You can spare a few more hours. You can wait.
No, the time is valuable, man. Like, I have to start learning this
Yes,
now.
time is valuable. So why are you lounging?
Why are you here and not over there with the orcs?
I wish you were still buried in the dirt. Matter of fact, I wish Gigas would have buried your head so you would have suffocated. You're insufferable. Look, this serves our interest the best. I've got us this far. Besides, I'm the one that convinced the kobolds to be our little playthings anyway, so in a way, it's my call.
Interesting take. But Little Horn is like literally my muse. Like,
Okay, Little Horn can be. I need big brain. I don't care what you do with
and
Little Horn, that's fine.
but here's the thing: Little Horn is Big Brain's friend, and by proxy, that makes Big Brain my big best friend.
Your logic is extremely flawed, but I'm also failing to see how that affects this outcome of the situation.
All I'm saying is maybe, Mizuchi, we should learn common first. Like, the orcs
We
are
don't have
gonna
time to
do.
learn an entire language before we go to handle this.
Are you not smart enough to learn it all in like a few days, or
I don't think. She's trying really hard not to just like let loose the breath attack. Really hard.
Oh, you don't think? Well, I do that.
It's so funny. Oh,
You
you
see,
contributed nothing to this conversation. You chip in with a
Yes,
quick.
I've
Excellent.
contributed nothing because this doesn't involve me in any way.
It does involve you because you need to help me convince this fucking simpleton to let this happen.
I don't need to help you with anything.
I'm gonna just sit on top of whatever the heck Abel's character's name is. I forgot what his name is.
Frieden.
I'm gonna sit on top of him.
not if I like zoom out of the way, man.
I'm gonna keep trying to sit on him.
It's your signature move.
Frieden, go ahead and give me an athletics check, or I'll give y'all the option. Make me either acrobatics check or athletics check. Y'all's choice.
Athletics. God damn it.
Wow. Wow.
Frieden, you see the giant form of Gygas like coming over towards you, and you feel like you've been here before, so you know what's coming, and you try to get away, but you don't see one of the kobolds who was next to you by your side, and you trip over the kobold, and Gygas just sits on you, and you see while Galatea and Mizuchi are going back and forth, you see Big Brain just like holds his hand out to Little Horn and go back. And you see they both take several steps back, and you're just watching.
Listen, I'm not on anyone's side here. All I'm saying is that in the time that it's taken the two of you to argue about pointless things, you could have been on your way to go see the orcs.
I like.
And that is my
totally agree.
precisely my point.
Oh, I'm tired of you being angry. Just go. I want to sleep. I want to get big.
You just woke up.
I want to go back to sleep.
Of course.
I just give her a very surprisingly serious look.
One thing he's serious about: sleep.
Gygas, do you think you could move off of
Alright.
me, man? Like, you're crushing my pedals.
Come on, big one, let's go. While he's
Hmm? And he's,
I will get
he's
off of him.
sorry, Big Brain. Your names are too similar. I'm going to call you I almost said Steve.
The true
You are going to
origin.
be Stuart. That is your name henceforth. You are Stuart.
The true origin of Steve. How dare you, Echoes, look at my notes.
Shit! Spoilers!
You see Big Brain now named Stuart. It goes Stuart. Yes, I am Stu. And
wait.
Little Hornchit goes, oh,
Yeah.
he's Stu. And Little Hornchit goes, I go tell the others. And you hear in the cave go, Dragon gods have bestowed a name, and the name is Stu. And you just hear a bunch more echoes just go, Stu. And you see now Stu just kind of steps up and like steps over to towards you, Mizuchi, and go, I Stu. Yes. Jesus.
Whoa.
What is
that
That was a lot that just happened.
was a lot of noises.
everyone good?
I was gonna say it wasn't
You're
just
cutting in and out a little bit.
Who, me?
Seems good now. It was
Christening
happening and
of-
like it was making
christening
it
of
very
Stuart.
funny that you're doing that because it just kept cutting out and it cut out right when you said and his name is and I just said John Cena instead of wheezing.
Oh. Okay. Well, he just yelled up, my name is Stu! Yes.
Little can keep his name because it's actually somewhat of a decent name, I suppose.
Can his name be Brian? No, his name will be Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna get off of Freed. Put your freaking character's name in your name so I can remember, please.
I'm lost.
Oh, there it is on the thing. Never mind. I'm gonna get off
Also
Freed
start.
and then I'm gonna go wander after somebody.
I'm also like leaving the head out. Do this with Stuart. Stu.
Yes! And chases after you. So, Frieden, you said that you were just gonna relax and get pampered by the kobolds.
Yeah, and I'll just get Little Horn to teach me what he knows. I mean, well,
Okay.
I mean, he obviously knows the basics, so like learning the basics first is fine.
Okay. Then, Guy, I guess you say you were just gonna go chase around the kobolds. I'm assuming just go play with them.
I'm gonna go play with him. Yeah.
Okay. Galatea, what are you gonna be doing?
Oh, everyone is doing things. I'm gonna go follow after Gygas, and I'm just gonna say, Gygas,
Yes.
you want to kill things?
Yes.
Okay. Gygas and I are gonna go hunting.
Yes.
Okay. Then we will go ahead and go with Mizuchi, since you were the first one. So, Mizuchi, as you take off to the air with Stuart hanging off of you, as you're flying over to the orc tribe, it takes you roughly about, I would say about an hour or so. And as you're flying over, and getting closer and closer to the orc tribe, you're seeing that the orc tribe definitely has expanded a lot more compared to the day before. And as you are checking out the area, you see more tents are popped up, like more tents have been set up. You're seeing what looks to be an outline of a house, like a small house that's being built out of the logs and the trees that have been cut down nearby. And as soon as you get closer and closer, as soon as one of the orcs spots you, You see like a bell is being rung, and you see all the orcs are quickly funneling out of their homes and like dropping whatever it is they're doing. And as you come down onto land, you see all of the orcs have like approach and are kneeling before you, and you see the elder orc chieftain that you have spoke to before just kneels down like in front and kind of speaks out towards you, and draconic, and you hear him go, "Mighty dragon, you have graced us once again. Thank you for visiting us." And you see he just bows his head low.
Of course. This is Stuart. Stuart is our resident interpreter for common. So if you need that, we have someone understands common, I believe. That's right, right? The language.
It's so fucking.
You see, the sorry, my mind drawing a blank right now. You see the chieftain just nods and looks up and go, Stuart, my lord. And you see Stuart comes climbing off of you, and you hear him and goes, "My name is Stu!" And then he looks up at the orc and go, "Oh." And you see he slowly pulls out a small dagger. And you see he gets down in like a defensive stance.
No.
Yeah.
Stu?
Huh?
What are you doing? You were brought here. I told you we're coming to talk to them. And you're drawing a knife.
Dirty orcs!
You know you're a kobold.
Yes.
To most of the world, you're also a dirty creature. You know that, right?
They dirtier.
I'm not going to. I appreciate you, Stu, but you live in a cave in servitude, breaking rocks with rocks. Now pickaxes, but you live in a cave breaking things. They live in homes that they've made, and they bathe and clean themselves. I don't think that is a good line of thinking. But that's not the point. We're not here to argue that. You are here to help translate common.
Mm.
Put the knife away, or I take a finger.
So he twirls the knife and puts it in his hand, and then he kind of backs closer to you, as a lot of the orcs are kind of just looking at each other, very confused of what's going on. And you see that the orcs are still bowing and kneeling before you, and you see the chieftain looks up and goes. You see he begins to switch to begins speaking, and it sounds very bizarre. It sounds very very more or less simple, and you can't quite pick up the language. But you see Stuart kind of perks up and begins speaking the same language as they go back and forth. And now a lot of the orcs are now seem to be paying attention to the conversation, and you see Stu just nods his head and looks back up at you, Mizuchi, and goes, "Okay." And Draconic and goes, "Okay, they're good. They serve Dragon God." Yes.
Yes, we filled you in that we had orcs and all this. At least I told Littlehorn. He probably forgot to tell literally everyone now that I think about it. That makes the most sense. We've come here to tell them that we are going to be taking a bit of a rest. So that they know if any threats approach. They don't necessarily have to deal with it unless it becomes a problem, but they are allowed to exist in our lands. I'm like looking at the chief team and him saying this. Just basically letting you know that to look out for this next week or so. We will be not around. You may have to handle any potential issues that you would come to us for on your own.
You see the chieftain kind of nods his head and goes, of course, mighty dragon. It is your right, and we would not want to infringe on your sacred right. We will do our best to be here when you have awoken, mighty dragon. And you're seeing some conversations being talked behind the chieftain, and you see Big Brain immediately like perks his ear up and looks over at some of the orc, and you see the row behind him, behind the chieftain. There are on the total of the 5 orc warriors that you saw that were in like simple, like basic leather armor, and one directly behind the chieftain in more of a black coloration armor. And you see the kobold just stares directly at that orc in particular. And then you see him pulls out the dagger again and just stares at him and goes, eh. And you see the chieftain quickly like turns around and you see he just full on punches the orc that's in the black armor in the jaw. And you see that orc just immediately falls to the ground. And they begin talking back and forth in that weird, simple language. And then
I look at Stuart and I'm like, translate in real time, please.
They said, the steward begins explaining that what they're saying is basically this, going. Resuming what they're talking about right now. You will not talk about our new dragon masters like that. And you see the other one that got punched goes, but father, please, we have an opportunity to actually take them out. We don't have to be on the heels of these dragons' menace. And then you see the chieftain go, they don't know this language. You are gonna doom our entire tribe. And then you see the other archangel go, but father, please, we can take them. We can take them when they're sleeping. And then at this point, they look over and they see the kobold is speaking. And then they look at the kobold and then they look at you. And you
I'm just like, I'm staring right at him. I'm gonna step forward towards him, the one that fell on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, obviously speaking at the chieftain, because no one, say, planning to kill us is something I considered. It's one of the reasons I thought I might bring him along. You said father, so I assume this is your son.
Immediately, the chieftain like goes back down to his knees and bury his head into the ground. And you see the chieftain goes, yes, mighty dragon, I apologize for his behavior. He is still young and ambitious. He doesn't know the ways. Yes, I do apologize. Please spare his life. And he just keeps like keeping his head into the dirt. And you see his son, who's off to the side, like not really bowing all the way, but kind of got in better position, but just keeping his head down.
Chieftain, tell me, is he your only offspring?
No, mighty dragon. I have a young daughter.
That's good. Because then you'd have a way to carry on the bloodline if this one doesn't change his attitude. But let me remind you, once again, you are in servitude to us at this moment. We have a tentative agreement that you are allowed to exist here in exchange for some mutual services, and we'll try our best to also protect you. Living in a land where dragons are known to roam about on the favor of the dragons is a natural defense for you.
Of
It's
course,
a boon.
of course, mighty dragon. I have been doing my best to drill this into my son's head. I will double my effort. I will make sure this gets clearly into his head. Please, please forgive us.
And when was your son one of the ones who were injured that I healed, mind you? I brought healing to your people. Many wounded, at least
You see, like
5 to 10 of them.
each sentence you give, you can kind of see this chieftain just kind of. It looks like he's just shrinking at each statement that you're putting, and you see the chieftain just nodding his head and goes, "You are right, wise dragon. I have no excuse. I do apologize."
Raise your head.
Yes.
You are in our lands, working with us. You bow to no one.
You see that he kind of looks confused and just.
I ask for respect, but groveling and bowing, it makes me nauseous. You're a better man than that. You're, forgive me, ancient. And you delivered a punch to knock a spry young man on his feet. I respect that. And I respect the effort you put forth to respect our agreement.
Right. Yes, mighty dragon. And you see that he just slowly begins standing up, and then he kind of looks at the rest and just go and starts speaking in a weird, simple language and motioning everybody else. And you see one by one they begin standing up, and you see the warriors that were behind the chieftain slowly stand up, and you see the son, who's in the black leather armor, just slowly stands up and just have his hands on his weapon. You can tell he was not like following the conversation at all, so he does not know what's gonna happen.
Okay. I'm gonna ask, for the sake of brevity, just to have Stu translate all that.
Okay. Stu begins translating everything, just speaking in the simple language, just out to the rest of the orcs. And as Stu keeps on speaking, you see a lot of the orcs are beginning to grow nervous and more scared, and they begin huddling closer to each other. And you see the son, who is staring, has his hand on his hip, just kind of looks down and just kind of looks away for a moment before looking back up. And now you see a lot of the other orcs behind him are starting to like point at him, and they begin whispering. And you see that they're not whispering like softly; they're kind of loudly whispering in that simple language. And you see, you can tell that the son hears it, and he's getting really affected by it as he's just looking down and just gritting his teeth. And you see the chieftain looks back at you and goes, "Mighty dragon, we will do our best to protect ourselves so we can be of service to you and of use to you."
Good. I don't know what those people are saying to you about or to your son, but maybe drill into their head that he had the guts to suggest doing something so bold, where they were spineless and suggested to do nothing. I respect him even more. Doesn't mean he should do it, but I respect the thought. And I believe he'll make a fine warrior someday, if he's not already. And I look forward to what he'll accomplish working side by side and leading your group into the next era of whatever it may be.
See the chieftain kind of nods his head, and as Stewart keeps on finishes translating, you see the son kind of just tilts his head, and then you see he kind of puffs out his chest a little bit more, like just kind of standing more tall. And you see a lot of the orcs are kind of just looking at each other, and this whispering just stops, and you see the son just looks over at you and just give you a slow bow.
I give a small nod, yeah, back. And then I turn to the chieftain and say, Um, I believe that is all. Oh, actually, I meant to ask. If we send envoys here from of our kobolds, ideally it's going to be a minute because given the reaction of Stuart here when he first arrived, it's going to take some talking to, but maybe establish trade. They've been using rocks and making pickaxes that are duller than Gygus. I don't remember if you met him yet.
Hey,
Yeah. You see,
Um,
at that comment, none of them are just saying anything as they're afraid to make any kind of comments like that.
we would like some trade maybe of some sort, or you could, maybe I'll have Bighorn here. I'll send him back at some point, and you can teach him some things, stuff to teach the others.
You see the orc chieftain nods, and then he looks over at the kobold and looks back up at you and goes, they live with you, mighty dragon.
Yes.
You see, he kind of looks back down, and you can tell he's in very deep thought right now, and he's just kind of he's just kind of looking at the ground, and like it looks like he's doing like some calculations in his head, and then looks back up at you and goes, "We can keep our eyes out. Is there anything in particular, like a name or a village name, organization, or something like that?"
No, we have our lair, if you will, which, what was it again? Was it, did we get the acid pit? The acid lake?
Yeah.
That lake of acid. We reside on the island there, opposite side.
Okay, of course, mighty dragon.
I believe that may have been it, unless you have any spare pickaxes or shovels, and I mean spare. Do not, you know.
I can ask around, mighty dragon. I can double check.
Okay, go ahead and do that for me, and then upon your arrival, or return, I should say, I think we'll probably depart shortly thereafter.
Of course, mighty dragon. And you see, like, quickly turns around and begins speaking a very different language compared to the draconic language y'all were speaking, and a very simple language. Starts speaking in a language that sounds a lot rougher, and it's like his voice has turned into like he's chewing on gravel as he begins speaking. And you see all the other orcs nod their heads and begin dispersing and going into their own like little tents that they've set up, and some are going to the nearby like incomplete house and begin rummaging through like a lot of their tools. And it takes a little bit, but you do see that the orcs have provided about 5 different pickaxes and 3 shovels.
Oh, wonderful. How do you sharpen these things? They've been banging them together, and I feel like that's not correct.
No, that's not correct. We got a whetstone to help sharpen our swords and our pickaxes.
Oh, what's...
Do y'all need that as well?
Do you have extra?
Yes, we do.
I'll take whatever you can spare.
Of course, mighty dragon. And you see that he began talking the same rough language, and soon enough, the whetstones get provided along with all the different tools that's been kind of piled up. And you see that the chieftain looks up and goes, "Was there anything else, mighty dragon?"
I'm going to assume it's not banging them together. Do you scrape them or?
Uh, yes. And
Okay.
at this point, you see Stewart has immediately like dived towards the pile of tools and whetstones, and you see that he's beginning to like examine them and just look them over. And you see he takes two pickaxes and begins bashing them together, but then
No,
stops.
no.
Yeah, you see he stops and just kind of looks at them and goes, "No." And you see he puts one of the pickaxes to his hip and begins really observing on one of the heads, and then holds up the whetstone and just kind of looks back and forth. And you see, like he's like really trying to figure it out. And you see a rather young orc, maybe looking like a very like young adult orc, come over to the kobold and begin speaking in that simple language and begins showing him how to sharpen the pickaxe. And you see the kobold just nods his head and begins doing the motion, and then the kobold starts getting really really excited and go and you see the young orc is just going like speaking the same simple language and just like giving the kobold some practice. And then the kobold nods and then looks back at you and goes, "This one is smart. We should take him."
No, that's not how that works. He is. Oh, they I don't remember if you said it was a guy or a girl, but either way, they are smart. I assure you. Mm, They have a lot more understanding of what's the word? Culture, I believe. Um, we, me and you specifically, we don't really have that yet, but maybe we will. But thank you, all of you. Um, I will. I don't really know what I will do to return the favor as of now, but I'll think of something. We must depart for now.
Of course, mighty dragon. And with a final goodbye, and you see the steward is packing up all the things and doing his best to like pack everything up, and you see he's like stuffing some of the rocks in his like the sack of potatoes, and like stuffing the other pickaxes like around his neck, and some of them are like digging into his neck a little bit. And you see that he climbs up onto you and goes, "I am ready."
As you're flying back, this is the last thing I want to do. Is everyone else can start doing their stuff. I'm gonna ask him, Stuart, do we have any kobolds of yours that are very good at being sneaky?
Yes, we got Cobalt's assassin.
Do you think they'd be good for spying?
Yes.
Have them keep an eye on the village people. Don't do anything. Don't reveal themselves to them. Don't attack them. Nothing. If they attack you, try to resolve it peacefully first, but because they're still very useful. I have a feeling something's amiss somewhere. I may be wrong, but just keep an eye on them. Have them report directly back to me.
As you say, mighty dragon. Yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
That's it.
Okay. As you continue flying home, we'll rewind on time to Galate and Gygus. As Mizuchi flies off with newly named Stewart off to the orc tribe, you two with Galatea kind of lead with the idea saying, "Let's go hunting." And Gygus, you very excited to go. Yeah, both take off to the sky and begin flying through your territory and getting ready to spot whatever it is y'all want to hunt. So I will ask Galatea, go ahead and roll me a d6. And let's see what y'all can spot.
Boy.
4. Okay. Then Galatea, as y'all are flying through the air and just scanning on the forest ground to trying to catch anything and spot anything that's on the ground, you do pick up movement, and you see what looks to be a horse that's trotting along with a humanoid figure that's on the back, like they're riding through the forest, and you see that they're like really booking it and just trying to run as fast as they can. And at first, when you're looking at them, you're thinking, "Oh, okay, good. First food, easy prey." But then you notice that the horse seems to be bleeding. Like there's cuts and bite marks on the horse, and some bite marks on this humanoid figure. And then you see more movement is chasing, seems to be following after this horse. And then that's when you do see what looks to be like a big dire wolf that seems to be just chasing after this horse, and very slow but very steadily begins gaining on them. And you see in one quick motion, the dire wolf leaps onto the horse and bites into the humanoid and basically throws him to the side, and the humanoid just smacks into the tree, and the dire wolf bites down into the horse, causing the horse to topple over.
I dive bomb into the dire wolf.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll just follow him.
Fresh meat.
Okay. Then, as y'all, Gygas dives bomb into it, we'll go ahead and bring y'all over.
I love being the big stupid.
Yeah, as you dive down further to the direwolf, you notice that this direwolf is fairly big. Seems to be slightly bigger than Gygas.
Pig food.
As you dive bomb into the direwolf, I'll say go ahead and make me a athletics check.
What, me?
Yes, since you're dive bombing him, and he will make a dexterity saving throw.
Athletics.
Okay. Oh.
Damn.
So as you dive bomb into it and you begin smashing through some trees going into like diving straight to this direwolf. The direwolf ear kind of perks up and dodges over to the side and just looks at you and gives you a big growl as you're sizing each other up. And Galatea, you're following behind.
I'm gonna do that epic. As soon as I miss it, I'm gonna like grab into the ground and like skid back and be like, ha!
Okay. Then I would like.
Sorry, I'm just very excited.
No, you're good. You're good. For some reason, combat carousel is not working. But I would like y'all two to roll for initiative. For some reason, combat carousel isn't working, so you're gonna have to go over to the right next to the speech bubble to combat encounters and just click on your dice.
21.
Come
Galatea.
on. Come on. Buttons work, please. Why are you not going? No. Oh. No, that was not me. There we go. Okay. Oh. Great roll. Alright.
All right. Then, at the start of combat, go ahead and play some music. At the start of combat, Gygas, it will be your turn.
Mwahaha.
As you're squaring off against the direwolf, and the direwolf just staring at you, giving a growl. What do you do?
I'm gonna lunge. So I'm gonna So I have a bite. So, attack roll? Yeah.
17.
That's just 17.
That would definitely hit. Roll for the
Oakley
damage.
dokley. So I hit apparently as if I'm a one size class above.
Don't worry, it's properly calculated.
Okay, good. Damage. Holy
God.
shit. Holy shit.
That's what you get for being categorized as huge. So you bite down into this dire wolf as you bite into his leg, and you tear off a good chunk of him. The dire wolf lets out a yelp and kind of steps back and just keeps on staring at you and gives you a growl. Oh, excuse me, gotta do that.
I'm going to continue where I'm going to stay where I only got one action, right?
Yeah, for right now.
I am going to just stay where I am.
Okay. It goes to the direwolf's turn, who immediately is gonna look at you and give you a growl before you hear him just lean back and give out a howl through the air. And as he gives out a howl, you're hearing as more footsteps are coming as you see more direwolves have showed up behind, and they look to be angry at what's going on with their alpha, as they also roll. Okay,
Guy just looks around very excitedly.
and you see this, you see the dire wolf in front just gives out a growl, and well, that's all he's gonna be able to do. So next, it would actually be this direwolf's turn, who is close the distance and is gonna look at you, Galatea, and he's gonna try to take a bite at you. I'm assuming a 20 hits.
It sure does.
You take 11 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Son, I'm doing math in my head right now. Okay. No, wait. Oh my god, I forgot how to use everything.
If you right click on your token, highlight
Yep.
your number, minus 11, and hit enter.
There we go. Okay, that's so much easier than what I was trying to do. Okay. Strength. I'm so strong. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm strong.
So the dire wolf, as much bigger than you, lunges at you and bites down into your body and tries to throw you to the ground, but you manage to slip out of its jaws as the dire wolf just continues growling at you. And at this point, it would be your turn, Galatea. What are you gonna be doing?
Oh. I'm just gonna bite it.
Okay, roll for the attack. Yep,
Nice.
definitely hits.
You know, it's not 31, but
And
I'm
we
a
all
tank.
we all can't be like a guy, I guess. Okay. Then next we go to the. Oh, I'm assuming that ends your turn.
oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Gygas, it is once again your turn.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm gonna keep going for the alpha.
Okay,
Num num num.
roll for the attack.
Please don't miss. Ah.
Sadly, that would miss. As you lunge over to the alpha dodges out of the way and just keeps on staring you down.
Mm. Okay. Well, that's my turn. I'm staying where I am.
Okay. Next will be this direwolf's turn, who is gonna run over and flank Argon on the other side of Galatea.
Okay, I'm alive.
He lives!
Yay.
And due to pack tactics, gonna have advantage with this attack roll.
Oh great.
I'm assuming 11 misses.
It does.
Okay. Tries to lunge at you as the other direwolf seems to be distracting, thinking the other direwolf is distracting, but you manage to dodge out of the way. Next, it'll be this other direwolf's turn, who is gonna run around and go over to help his alpha. So it's gonna look at you, Gygus,
Great idea.
and it's gonna try to take a bite at you.
Yes.
No.
Yes, I believe a 15 misses as he lunges at you. You manage to dodge out of the way as the direwolf, as y'all are just squaring off against the direwolf.
I just bap at it with my wing. Go away.
Next, it'll be the main alpha's turn, who is just gonna still look at you, and since it is within range of his pack, gonna have advantage with its roll. Ooh,
Nope.
Even with advantage. Misses on the attack as you dodge out of the way. Next will be this one's turn. Rolls with advantage because of pack tactics. This will be to Galatea. Sorry.
Oh, yep.
It's
Yeah.
probably gonna kill her. No.
You take 11 more points of piercing damage, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, okay. Oh my
You
god.
just succeed.
I have 5 health.
You can run if you need to.
I can't. Don't attack me.
Fair.
Okay, Galatea,
Alright.
it is
You
your
can
turn.
take-
If you want to flee, you can use your action to disengage,
Oh,
so
that's
none of them will
true.
get
So,
opportunity
yeah.
attack. So
Yeah.
you can
Alright.
flee.
I would
And
recommend.
y'all do have the, because I know it is tricky to run two different species. Y'all can fly.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
You should fly.
Just making
I
sure.
should fly.
Y'all are dragons.
Just
Yeah,
fly
okay.
and breathe hell on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna disengage,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna fly.
You can fly up to 60 feet.
Okay, I wanna get.
You can go ahead and move your token where you want to
Yeah.
be. Just note that however many elevation you're going, that will be considered your movement. So if you go like
Okay.
10 feet up in the air, that means you'll only have like 50 feet left.
Okay, so I am gonna go. Oh god, it's so small. I can't read that. Okay.
That's 10 feet.
50.
15.
Okay, I'm gonna go 15 feet this way, and then I'm gonna go. How tall are the direwolves?
They're large, so roughly about, I would say, trying to remember the size chart.
I guess.
Roughly the same size as Gygas, so roughly about about 8 to 10 feet tall.
Then I'll go 15 feet in the air too.
Okay. So you are flying.
And that's it for me.
Okay, no worries. Gygas, it'll be your turn.
Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Give me the thing. I want to rotate. Oh, I didn't mean to move.
No, you're good.
I want to rotate. How do I rotate? No, I want to spin. Anyway, I'm gonna keep biting the alpha.
Okay, roll for the attack.
Please don't suck.
That one would definitely hit.
Feel great.
Ah! Oh wait, what?
No, that
That was weak.
Yeah, that was so weak. I didn't do 6 damage.
you bite down in onto the alpha, biting, getting a good chunk of its neck. As you rip off his neck, you see the alpha just falls to the ground, bleeding out as the alpha becomes dead.
So I'm gonna, as a last minute moment, I'm gonna hop up onto the alpha's body and just look over at his friends and let out a mighty roar.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Oh god, do I have that? I think I do. I hope I do. I should. I don't have that. What the hell?
If you go to, because y'all technically using a monster seed, if you go and you should see the ability to show like all
I
your
do not
abilities.
have good intimidation. Never mind. That works.
We'll go ahead and okay. Okay. As you roar into the air, you immediately see one of the dire wolf kind of lets out a small whimper and proceeds to slowly back up and begins booking it. So you see that this dire wolf seems to be in the process of fleeing.
And the remaining two that are staying there, I'm still gonna like have my chest puffed out and my eyes locked on them.
Okay. Will that be the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Next will be this dire wolf's turn, who just was trying to bite to Galatea as Galatea managed to gracefully move out of the way and begins hovering up. You see the giant direwolf just looks at Galatea, but then gets distracted by the roar and looks back at Gygas and is going to go charging at Gygas. And you see, he's going to try to take a bite at you.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yep, I'm assuming that does it. So you take 15
Oof.
points of piercing damage.
Wow.
As I think for the first time, you
Actually take damage.
You actually took damage. As,
Wait, do I? So I don't. It doesn't. Okay, so it only.
Yes.
How does my armor work? Is it just if I get hit?
Are you talking about your heavy armor?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Like, does it negate the damage or no?
No, it's only
negate
if you
and-
take
Okay.
10 or less damage.
Oh, I'm at half health.
So, as the direwolf sinks down into your scales, your heavy armored scales that you got so proud begins cracking underneath its jaws, and for the first time, you are bleeding. As you see the direwolf begins shaking you, I also need you to make me a strength saving throw.
I'm just making very weird noises at it. Strength saving throw.
Okay, you succeed. So you see that he's trying to just whip you back and forth and trying to throw you to the ground, but you extend your large leathery wings and manage to get some distance from him. That's gonna be end of its turn. Next is gonna be this direwolf's turn, who is gonna run away. And it's going to use his action to dash and just run out of the map. So this one has fled. Next is going to be this direwolf's turn, who is going to swing around and aim at you, Gygas. And since it's next to his pack, going to have advantage with this. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah.
You take 10
Ha!
points of damage.
Nothing.
Yep. So your armor holds true as the bite pierces, trying its best to pierce down into you, but doesn't find any catch. Galatea, it will be your turn.
Okay, how far does this go? 40 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I'm close enough to get this. I am going to use. Oh, how do I? Oh no, can I not make it diagonal?
If you use your mouse wheel, if you're using a mouse, you can spin it around.
Oh, okay, hold on.
I want
Oh. Okay.
Oops.
I'm gonna use my coral venom on them. So they have to make a dexterity save or they're coated in venom and they're vulnerable to all damage.
Why can I not spin?
Okay.
And what else is it? And they cannot regain hit points, but they're not gonna do that, so.
Failed. Succeed. Okay, so this one, we'll put the curse one on him.
Okay, and that's it. That one is just vulnerable to all damage now.
Okay, duly noted. So, Gygus
That
is...
means it deals extra double damage to them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, Gygus, as you're squaring off against the two dire wolf, you see Galatea comes up to the side and just spews out. How's it, Galatea? Explain to me. Tell me how it happens. Tell me how it goes as you spew out your venom.
If you've ever seen like those snakes that or like that lizard that like spits blood or whatever,
Jurassic
those those like reptiles, her jaw just like unhinges and just like it's just like bright green, like radioactive looking sludge.
So cool.
Just
It smells horrible.
just shoots out and coax the dire wolf closest to her body, and you see it begin to singe a little bit as the dire wolf begins staggering a bit, and you see the other one manage to dodge out of the way. But you can tell that the one that got coated seems to be worse for wear.
So I got coated the one right in front of you, or the second?
Yum yum yum.
Yeah, I just got one of them.
That makes sense.
13 would actually miss.
Ah. Grr.
Okay, that's gonna be your turn, I'm assuming.
Oh, I want to move. I'm gonna move over here.
As you move, the direwolf is gonna take opportunity attack against you.
Grr.
This would be technically with advantage since you're within. 15
Nope.
would miss. Okay, so you move over there. And remain on the ground, or that's your movement?
I'm gonna go up like 10 feet.
You say you're going up 10 feet?
I fly 10 feet.
Did that value reset for a second, or was that just me?
No, it did.
Okay, that just scared me so bad.
No, it did for me too.
It
I'm
just
just like,
scared
"Ah."
the fuck out of me.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go up a little bit. I'm gonna go 20 feet up because
Okay.
I have.
Then, as you extend your wings and begin flying up, you see the two direwolves are just looking up at you, looking back and forth, letting out a growl. Is that gonna be all for your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Next, it'll be this direwolf's turn, who is like looking over at you, Gygus, then looks back at Galatea, and just looking back and forward.
Because it's usually like
You see the dire wolf kind of just lets out a growl and lightly nips the other dire wolf on its back leg, and you see the two dire wolves kind of share a look before they both begin turning around and dashing off. Like they kind of notice, like when it took to the air, they don't think that they can reach out anymore. So this one's going to run all the way back, and it's going to use its action to try to escape. Oh, excuse me, he actually goes there.
I've seen something.
And next we go to this direwolf's turn, who is going to do the same thing. Where is action? And that's as far as he can go. Galata, it is your turn. You currently see the two direwolves are now booking it into the forest.
I'm not chasing them. I'm almost dead.
Okay, so you're just gonna remain there and hold your action?
Yep.
Okay. Gygus, it is your turn. You see these direwolves are currently trying to run off.
Where's my speed? Oh, 40. Flying
Nope.
110.
Yep, your fly speed is 110 since you are a wyvern.
Truth. Let me have a look at measurement things. Stop doing the thing. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, what the hell? That's not what I wanted. What? No.
If you're
Stop
looking,
it.
if you're looking for the measurement, click on the token control, which should be the outline, and underneath the bullseye, which should be the measuring distance. Like, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes. No. Yes, maybe. Sorry, I'm very dumb right now. Oh, that's cool.
You're looking at the templates. On the
I'm
on the
very slow today. I'm
you're
sorry.
good. You're good. On the
Oh
left.
my god, am I stupid? I'm stupid. There it goes.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you for agreeing with me. 75 feet?
Yeah, you can catch up to them if you want.
I'm gonna go up to this. I'm gonna go up to that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to that one. Since it's injured, and I'm gonna pounce down on it if I can fucking move.
You still have the measuring tool.
Bitch.
Click on the box.
Got it.
There we go.
Good, my speed. Watch, just watch. I'm gonna fucking miss.
Okay, we'll see. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
Yep.
That would miss. As you're chasing and just diving towards this dire wolf, you see the dire wolf kind of sees you and dodge out of the way as you're trying to sink and down towards him.
Let's just say that I like slightly crashed into a tree, and I'm just like, fuck.
Okay. As you slightly crash into a tree, stopping you, the dire wolves are gonna go ahead and run off out of combat,
Cowards.
ending the
People
combat.
carry all of that. They're gonna have trouble enough carrying this giant thing.
You look over and you see the carcass of the large dead alpha who's flopped over on the side, and you see that there are many different there's carcasses of like horses and carcasses of two humanoid bodies that seem to be in the process of being torn up. But this large alpha direwolf is very much bigger compared to the rest.
Didn't one of those have something on it? I'm gonna look around because I could swear I remember seeing something go flying.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Come on, you can do it. I see nothing, Jon Snow. I stick my face inside the fur, and I'm like, I don't see anything.
No, I guess you're kind of you're trying to tear your eyes away from the big, juicy, mouth-watering meat that's right there in front of you, and you're like, food. And you just lick your teeth, and you can't help but just lean closer to the dead direwolf.
Do I see these people on the ground over here, or is that just like...
You do see people down on the ground.
Okay, can I look to see if they have any sort of weapons I could give to the kobold?
Sure, make me an investigation check.
Oh boy. I don't have any kind of proficiencies in investigation. Alright, but I do have a +1 intelligence, which is a first for me.
So, gotta tell you, you begin wrapping your long serpent body around the bodies and begin looting through their stuff. And you see on the two corpses, there are two long swords and what looks to be a bow and arrow, a bow on one, and like 5 arrows. To you, these are weird weapons and tools, but you've seen the other humanoids when y'all ambushed the caravan. You see they used them, so.
Do the long swords look like they would be ridiculously huge and impossible for the kobolds to hold? I'm assuming they'd be too big.
To you, they look fine, but you can kind of see that they look a bit big, but you're not 100% sure how strong a kobold is.
Well, fuck it, I'll just take all the weapons.
Okay.
They'll find something to do with them, I'm sure.
Okay.
Where's the horse that got nommed on by the direwolf?
It's underneath the direwolf. Like, the direwolf was
died?
like, yeah, the horse died.
Aw.
Are you gonna take the horse back? Another pet.
It's dead.
Yeah.
I still want to try and look around again because he's like, I know I saw something. He's very adamant about this, but he's still like, it's like food.
You try to look around, Gygas, but your stomach is now rumbling.
Can I try one more time?
With that natural one, no.
Okay. I was hoping we could get another pet.
I don't.
So,
I don't think there was anything else.
do you think this thing ate the other thing that was on the horse? I saw something.
I'm sure it did.
Hmm.
I'm just trying to get him to give up.
I'm gonna just start try picking up the wolf and carrying it away.
Roll me a strength check.
Damn it.
You clutch onto this giant carcass, and you begin very heavily beating your wings up and trying to lift this giant wolf up. And by yourself, you can barely lift it off the ground, but you know that if you try to take it, take the whole carcass home, it might take you the whole entire day.
If I
Still
help
gonna
you.
try.
I'm so small, but I'm gonna try to help.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay, then either y'all two can roll strength check, or you can give one of the person's advantage. Let's go.
What's my strength? Oh, we have the same strength modifier. That's crazy. I roll like shit, so I'll give you advantage.
Okay, I guess roll me another strength check with advantage.
Yeah.
All right. So as both with Galatea's somewhat smaller form compared to yours, latches on and begins beating her wings as well. Helping out, you manage to get more wind underneath your wings and begin steadily and smoothly lifting up the carcass. And y'all can take it the large carcass home in a relative good time.
Yay.
All right. So, taking the carcass home.
Yes.
All right. Then, with a good hunt undone, scaring off the pack of wolves, and Galatea collecting some weaponry for the kobolds, y'all begin flying home, and takes you a couple hours, but you do manage to get home safely. And just in case, we're going to rewind one last time to Frieden. You basically said that you were just going to relax and get pampered by the kobolds, right?
Yeah, and learn some common.
Okay. Then I'll say for you, let me just double check. I'll say for you, roll me an intelligence check.
Boy. Nothing good. Not bad.
You spent most of the day and most of the time just talking with Little Horn, and Little Horn is doing his best to try to convey and teach you the common language, at the very least the very basics. But a lot of this very simple language to you seems to just go in one ear and go out the other. You're not retaining any of this information. You're not 100% sure if it's you not trying to process this information correctly, or if it's Lil Horn just not being a good enough teacher, but you're not able to retain the language of common, even the basics.
Damn.
Because I was just like so zoned out.
But takes you as you spend the rest of the day, was there anything else you wanted to do? Because you got a couple of hours before the rest show up.
Yeah, so what I'll do instead,
Give me one second.
since I'm
Jesus Christ.
not really learning, is I will go out into nature and just like not far from the cave, but like I'm gonna look for some flowers nearby.
Okay.
I'm Brand.
I'll say make me a nature check.
I was waiting to see that intelligence modifier popped up because I've had this long-standing belief that Freedom was secretly like mastermind plotting something.
Oh no,
But seeing a +0, I'm not.
no dogs,
That's gone through my head.
just vibes.
Looking around, trying to find some flowers, and you see some really pretty petals coming from a nearby plant, and he began investigating it and just looking around. And as you're observing it, you see the really pretty colors begin to twitch and move before, as you see it was a butterfly just flying off.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Goodbye, new friend. I hope to see you again.
Sequences of Freedom by himself, or just Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Mhm. Anything else you want to do, or you wanted that to be it?
Yeah, so how much time do I have left now that I've found a butterfly?
Productive day.
I'll
Really
say
good at doing these.
I'll say it takes you like based on a 7. It takes you a bit to try to find this flower butterfly, and I'll say you'll have another like hour or so before somebody shows up.
Okay, I'm just gonna like look for some of those berries or something. Some like a berry bush.
Make me a survival check.
Okay. I feel like I should be better at this.
Takes you a bit to find a berry bush, and you do find one, and you see some gorgeous purple berries on them, and begin plucking them. Simple enough, and it's not long as you're harvesting the berries that you see a shadow go over your head, and you look up and you see the form of Mizuchi as she has returned.
Excellent. How many berry bushes are by?
I'll say based on a 12, you found about 3.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig one up
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take it back with me and plant it in that big old pile of dirt that they put in the cave.
Okay. Bring back the berry bush and land, and you go into the cave, and you see a small dirt pile there, and you plant it.
Yeah.
Okay, you plant the berry bush inside this dark, damp cave, and you see all the kobolds are just looking at the berry bush, and they're going, "What's that?"
This is like a new feature that I'm trying to like. I just feel like the vibes in here are not lively enough. I think we need some color.
Color, color, color. We understand. We will get color.
Maybe some like light.
No, light bad.
Light is so good. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm thriving.
We will get light.
Perfect. You guys are so wonderful in every way. I don't want the other guys to like tell you that you're not. Don't believe them for 1 second because you guys are just absolutely phenomenal. If I had a prize to give to all of you, I totally would, man. Like, oh, you know what? Get in here. I'm gonna give you all a hug.
Hugs! And they all exclaimed, and you wrap them up and give them a hug. As
Yep.
Mizuchi, you kind of just walk in and you see this.
Mizuchi, perfect timing, man. Come on into the cuddle puddle.
I think I'm going to pass. Wow. I was gonna ask what you've done all day, but I just realized I am going to become more annoyed. The orcs are fine. The son of that man, kind of wanted to try and kill us in our sleep. But because I brought Big Brain, or Stewart as he's now called, along, I was able to know that that was happening and put it into it. And I think the relationship's all the better for it. I'm working on something to make sure that we can keep an eye on them. But I think, at least for the time being, everything is fine.
That's totally not cool of him.
Yeah,
He
I
wanted
think
was it just the one guy that wanted to kill us, or
I'm sure it was not a lone sentiment for him, but he was the only one that really brought the idea forward, it seems. So
well, that's just
I
so sad. You should really talk about that with somebody.
well, I gave him I chastised him for it, and then afterwards I simply he was getting flack from the other people. They were talking about him behind his back there very clearly. So I made sure that they knew that I respected him, and I do think he will be a fine warrior because he had the spine to suggest to do such a thing. The rest were going to roll over and be under our thumb. See, the best way to make people follow you is make them think they have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the key.
Wow, that's a interesting way to think there, Mizuchi.
I'll
I
say,
can tell.
I'll say at this point, you hear a loud boom coming from outside the cave, and you turn
I was about
around
to say,
and you see a large carcass of a dead wolf. As you see all the kobolds immediately turn their heads, and some of them pull daggers and some pull short sword, but they inspect it, and then you see that it's dead. As you see,
yeah, I guess proceeds to immediately fall on top of it, panting and out of breath.
I'm assuming as does Galatea.
Yeah. No, she's so
Guys.
little.
Ow.
They looking like they're bleeding and stuff.
Galatea definitely is.
He bit me. It hurt a
Yep,
lot.
For the first time, you do see Gygas actually bleeding.
Wow. That is your
Wow.
blood. I didn't think it was possible.
Well, man, you guys like need to take it easy before you like
Shut
die
up, Egan.
yourself.
Vegan.
I'm like looking around, like confused who he's talking about.
What kind of word
Who,
was
me?
that? That was a strange word. You plant thing.
I'm looking at Galatea now.
Galatea helped. Talk
I'm
about the
looking at-
useless one.
Well, I'm looking at
I'm staring
Galatea,
very pointedly at you.
and then I'm like looking at my bush that I brought back.
Man, we all look at our bush sometimes.
Ah! Really glad that wasn't I wasn't alone in that random thought there.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at the bush. The
I love a
child.
good double entendre. Uh, so you guys had a great time. It looks like this poor thing is a victim.
It ate
It
a horse. Shut up.
Food.
I
I
think that's
almost
what it's called.
died trying to get this. You better be grateful.
Yeah, be grateful.
I am just grateful that you two are alive and not dead.
I'm gonna go grab him and try and throw him out of the den.
I'm so grateful that you are alive every day and that you're here and you don't leave.
Oh,
I
thanks, Miss
guess
Galatea. That was so kind of you, man.
the upside is that there's one of us here to stop things from going horribly wrong.
I think he is
Given his
capable of that.
inclination towards his inclination is towards peace. So being
Oh.
inclined towards peace means that be good at mediating things that may
Sorry, I think I
Well-
just coughed half my lung out.
welcome to
Oh.
the club.
Asthma.
Mm-hmm. Not that asthma.
Yeah, I love I love talking to people, and I love talking about love, and I love talking about how to make people happy.
Although you love
Yeah.
talking.
Yes, I was going to
I-
say the same thing.
It's like my favorite thing to do.
I'm gonna find a bushel of like leaves or something and just try and shove it in your mouth.
Why are you so violent against me?
Shh. Just shh.
Is violence like your love
I'm
talk?
feeding
Like,
you
is that,
It's his love language.
is that your like
As
way
the
of telling me?
as the argument is going on with Gygas stuffing a bush in sign of Frida's mouth and
Frito.
Frito, Frida,
Frito-Lay.
Frieden, Jesus Christ, these names, Frieden's mouth, and Frieden just like casually like moving his head around, dodging the bush, still talking. You see all the kobolds are immediately going to the giant dire wolf, and like a bit of drools coming off of them, and they pull out some daggers and short swords, and they're going like food, food, and you see that they stop, and then they look over at you they look over at y'all and just like waiting for permission as they all just hold their knives and daggers.
I nearly forgot. Why am I British now? I was just gonna put the weapons that I brought out, like on the ground, just in front of them. I found these as well. If any of you would like a very large weapon.
You see, all the kobolds just look at the weaponry and begin. Some are like slowly lifting them, and one like managed to go like, "I am strong," and falls backwards. And you see others are like looking at the bow, and you see that they're like knocking arrows, and they're like, "Yes, yes, this is good bow." And you see another one reaches over and goes, "Let me test the bow." Like, no, I'm testing on the bow. You see a little
No
small.
fighting.
Oh, sorry. And you see a lot of them are trying to lift up the long swords that you brought and doing their just trying to do their best. But then after a while, you don't see any of them like lifting it properly. But then you see one kobold seem to just lift it, and actually seems to lift it fairly easily. And you're looking at this kobold, and you see this kobold is a little bit more muscular than all the other kobolds. I know it's not saying much, but he does have some muscle on him, and he's like holding up the longsword and just like looking it over, twirling it around, and then you hear him go, "Yes,
How big is it?
I have longsword. Yes."
How big is he?
Slightly taller than kobold, so probably about 4 foot.
This one's mine. I name you Goliath.
You see this one wields a sword and then looks at you, Gygas, and like puffs out his chest and goes, Goliath. And then he looks at the sword, then looks at Galatea, and goes, like looks at Galatea, then looks at Gygas. You see, like he seems to be in like a weird spot, like he's like looking back at both of y'all.
He's strong. He gets to keep it.
You're strong. That sword is meant for you.
So he kind of just looks back. You see, he like turns the long sword and sheaths it on his back. So now the handle just like pointing above his head, and he kind of looks over at you, Galatea, and then kind of just bows his head, like very awkwardly, but just very bows his head towards you. I thank you, Dragon Goddess Galatea, for this weapon. I, Goliath, will make you proud. Yes, 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 yes.
I hope so.
And then you see the other kobolds are like, Goliath! And he just turns around and goes, I am Goliath! And they all just yell at each other's name. And a lot of them are now seem to be stripping the other long swords since no one else could pick them up, and seems to be taking them apart. And even though they do have like very crude tools, you see that they're very good scavengers, and they're easily like taking apart the weapons. And you see that they're seem to be molding them and turning them by like banging rocks against the metal, and seem to be shaping them. And you're not 100% sure what they're possibly going to be making, but you see they immediately go to Stuart, who Stuart by this point like has already came off of Mizuchi and holds up the pickaxes, and they're like, whoa. And he begins handing them out and nods his head, then reaches in his potato sack and pulls out the whetstone and go like, yes. And they're like, whoa, yes, yes, yes.
See, I acquired some tools for us as well. Not many, but speed up the process a bit. I'm like making direct eye contact with Frieden as I'm saying this. I'm being very petty. As much as you can get as like a petty smirk on a dragon. 100%.
I am not picking up anything. I'm just like nodding, like,
I figured.
yeah, man.
And that just makes her angry, but she's kind of getting used to it.
Alright. Then, with the food unsecured, the orcs informed, and the kobolds a bit more equipped with weaponry. I'll leave it to y'all if y'all feel like y'all are more ready to initiate the hibernation to level up, per se.
Gygas definitely is.
Yeah, I think we should be. I am, definitely.
Okay. And then, as y'all all begin entering the cave, you see that the direwolf is. You look back and you see the direwolf is being picked apart, like all the meat and the hide is being skinned off, and the meat's getting chopped up. And you see the kobolds are bringing the meat and the hide into the cave. And as you enter the cave, you see the cave has expanded. It's now not a small cave anymore. It seems to branch out a bit. As you see that it goes through, like there's a fairly good sized tunnel that even Gygas can fit through. And going forward, and then comes over, leads to a massive opening where you see the chest of treasures has spilled out, and you see the kobolds have arranged the piles of gold into just one big gold pile in the center, and you see and that many of the kobolds have brought some food and like hide, and they're just trying to make the area in this room as like pampered as they can get it. So you see some like leaves are pressed down, what looks to be like a makeshift bed, and you see that the kobolds just bow their heads and towards all of you as you all surround the somewhat small pile of gold pieces, of gold and gems and diamonds, and y'all wrap around it and begin curling up in a ball and begin to drift off to sleep. As you're sleeping, you can feel your draconic magical energy just seem to fill your body, and you feel a strange change begins to take hold of all of you as you feel what seems to be a new draconic instinct seems to be taking hold. So here, we are going to... This is technically the where we're going to wrap it up, where we're going to end day 3. But we are going to discuss about everyone's class picks. So, with every single one, I will go down on what they are, just to remind everybody. So, for any of the magic casters that want to use spell casting, there is the subclass Arcanus. So, since everybody's leveling up to level 2, you are going to be choosing a Dragon Paradigms, and Arcanus is the spell caster. The for Dragon magic, you don't have to worry about any semantic components or nor material components. So you don't have to worry about like moving, like tracing the symbols in a certain way or the actual material. So you don't have to worry about any of that. But the difference with Arcanus is they rely on spell points, which it's kind of, you can kind of think of them as like sorcery points for like sorcerers, but spell points determine on, like you spend spell points to use spells. So first level spells cost like 2 spell points. Cantrip, you can cast however many times you want. But as you level up, you will gain more, a lot more spell points, so you can cast a bunch more magic. So keep that in mind. But also keep in mind, for the Arcanus, your spell casting modifier will be your charisma score. So if you're thinking of becoming a spell caster in the future, when you're upgrading your ability score, maybe lean towards your charisma to bump that up as much as you want. The next one is the Knight subclass, which is basically the tank. And Gygus, I'm pretty sure that this fits you to a T. Instead of spell casting, you basically get the dragon's equivalent to a rage that barbarians have. You'll have advantage on attacks with your natural weapons, so your claws and your teeth, and your natural weapons deal an extra damage equal to your proficiency bonus, so an extra +2. And you have advantage on saving throws against any effects that would cause you to be incapacitated, knocked unconscious, paralyzed, petrified, or stunned. And so basically what a rage does for a barbarian. And for knights, there is a code that the subclass offers that you would have to follow. These codes can give you different buffs, and it will shape how, like, what you're gonna be for the next option. There's a code of Predator, which is basically you're diving into the physical aspect of dragons, just basically physical supremacy. There's a code of Shaper, which teaches you to draw forth like mystical power found deep within you for elemental power. And there's a code of the Sentinel, which is basically full tank. Like you just go full on immovable and undominable spirit of a dragon. So you just go full tank on that one. And each code will give you a different ability starting at level 2, but it will evolve at level 6 and level 10, 16, and finally level 20 is when you'll get more things involving this code. So keep in mind about that. The last one is the Imperator, which is basically the strategist. The strategist and leader among dragon kind. So at level 2, you would... just make sure I'm reading this correctly. One of the main things is when you make a charisma, deception, intimidation, or persuasion ability check, you use your intelligence modifier instead of your charisma when determining your ability score bonus for the check. And additionally, immediately after you take your action on each of your turn, you may use your bonus action to take the disengage or hide action. Also at level 2, as a bonus action on each of your turn, you may examine a creature you can see within 120 feet of you and discover a flaw in its defense, meaning the next time before the start of your next turn that you or one of your allies that you can see or hear hits the target with a weapon attack, claws or bite, the attack deals an extra 2d12 extra damage.
Oh.
And the damage increases at 6th level, 10th level, 14th level, and 20th level. So that does increase.
Nice. It's like kind of like sync tag.
So those are the 3 options. Obviously, when you pick your class, I'll go. I'm gonna update them on Foundry, so you'll be able to see all the new abilities for yourselves. What you can get. So we'll go ahead, and I'm pretty sure I know what Seth wants, but Gygas, what class do you want?
Warrior!
Shocking. I thought you were going to go Arcanus.
No, I
Nope.
thought strategist. Kidding?
All right, so you have become a knight. As you, if y'all want, y'all can have your character sheet open as I'm adding the features to y'all. As a knight, while you're sleeping, you feel an intense drive begins to take a hold of you. Just more physical might that you want to exude, and in your mind you can hear 3 different concepts, and in your mind you have discovered an ability of primal fury. I have added that feature to your sheet, so you can look it over if you want. But you have also gained access to honored the code. So, on the code, you get to choose from 3 different codes you want to follow. The code of the Predator, code of the Shaper, and code of the Sentinel. I'll tell you what each one does so you can determine. Code of the Predator, right now, when you consume a creature that you have killed that is no more than one size category smaller than you, so medium, small, tiny, and all that, you regain a number of hit dice equal to your Constitution modifier. So you can regain the hit dice you use to heal yourself. Code of Shaper, as an action, you can infuse an object or structure with protective energy. The target gains immunity to damage of your energy type, and you can affect a number of targets in this manner equal to your proficiency bonus. And if you exceed this amount, the old instant of this effect immediately ends the effect. So you can imbue object and basically boost up your structure's defenses. Code of Sentinel, you no longer need sleep. Instead, you may spend time you would ordinarily sleep during a long rest performing any light activity.
I already know what I want.
Which one do you want?
That one.
The Sentinel?
Yes.
Okay.
He loves sleep so much, he just grew to not have to do it anymore.
Yes, precisely.
Pretty much.
Slept enough for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Some say he slept so long he never had to sleep again.
But just be aware, Gygus. You would still need to hibernate during your
Yeah,
advancement of the age category.
Yes, sir.
So that's all you get for this level. So
Wahaha.
we will then we will go to, because I believe I know what they're gonna pick. Mizuchi, what would you like?
I want the Imperator.
Okay. Then adding the Imperator class, and your plan of attack, and your tactical genius.
I think we already knew that.
There we are. Don't worry about the ability scores. Don't worry. I'll edit that before next time we play, so it will be correctly on your character sheet, so you can just simply click it.
Mhm.
Yeah. But those are the abilities for your planet attack. You can basically target a creature to have where any of you or your allies deal an extra 2d 12 damage. So you can make sure that they're very vulnerable to y'all's attack. So for those are the only three you get at this level. So be aware. All right. Next, we will go with, I'll say, Freedom. What would you like?
I would like to have some magics, please.
Okay. Then, like I said before, you have access to the Arcanist spells, and I will, since I have this up. For Arcanist, you get. Obviously, you get spell casting, and on these spell casting feature that I'm giving you right now, it'll delve more into what exactly you're gonna get, and it'll show you like Arcanist level, cantrip known, spells known. So basically, the basics from what you see on D&D Beyond with the other spell casting class. And as you see with the spell casting level 2, you know 3 cantrips and you know 3 first level spells, and you have 8 spell points, which I will give you now. So make sure you're keeping an eye on the spell points. The next thing you also get at level 2 is Arcane Jaws. So basically, at second level, when you score a hit with your bite attack, you can expend a number of spell points to up to your character level to deal bonus damage of your energy type to the target. So the additionally to the normal damage. So an extra 1d6 for every 2 spell points you expend.
So would that be fire and radiant for me? Since I have 2?
For your dragon.
Yeah, it's like half fire and half radiant.
So it's been a while since I looked at these lists. I see that it would be radiant, but do you remember why it would be fire as well?
Um, it just says, well, my breath weapon is just, it does fire and radiant at the same time. I don't know. I can send it to the log, I guess. No, maybe not.
Would this be your blast pollen?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Since that's
okay.
my breath weapon, yeah.
Right. For that, for the fire and radiant, that's more of for that specific feature, like for that action. That's not your energy type. Your energy type as a lily dragon is radiant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so be a 1d6 radiant damage added on top.
Okay.
Okay, then last but certainly not least, Galatea. Which one would you like?
I feel like this might be a little bit of a curveball. I'm also gonna go with Knight.
Oh, okay.
Galatea's Angie, so the
All right.
rage makes sense for her.
Okay.
No, I was expecting you to. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but I was expecting you to pick the knight and then pick that arcane one.
Okay. Then, as you pick the knight, you get access to primal fury, which is basically rage, and you also get honor on the code. Which one would you like, and would you like me to repeat them?
I think it's the shaper one, right? It's the one with like the
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
infuse an object or structure with protective energy. The target gains immunity to the damage type of your energy type.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Then, as all four you curl up in a ball, sleep, you can feel your draconic magical energy just take hold, and you can feel your body slightly grows, not too drastically, but you feel more definition. Your scales feel more sharper, and for one you feel a magical essence seems to seep into your body, and you gain an understanding of the arcane arts. And for you in particular, here you go. I'll pop it in the main chat so everyone can see it, but I will send this list to you, Caleb, so you can pick. But these are the cantrips you can pick. You can only pick 3, remember that. And these are the first level spells, and you can only pick 3. And keep in mind, you don't have to worry about any your Arcanist spell levels and spell slots does not matter to you. The only thing you rely on is spell points. So as long as you have spell points, you can cast whatever level spells you want. But like I said, I will send these to you privately so you can see them as well. I'm mainly putting them in the group chat so everybody can more or less see what's to expect.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of choices to make.
And for another one of you, you feel your mind grow sharper, and your mind seems to expand a little bit as your form gets a little bit sleeker, not too much, and as you're feeling the changes take hold of you, you feel that your intelligence seems to just grow just slightly, but noticeable to you, of course. And for 2 of you, you feel an intense rage fill you as you feel a strong physical might just take hold of you as 3 different codes, the 3 different concepts just fill your minds, and both of y'all latch to your own concept. And with Gygas, your concept of being a sentinel, being just an immovable object. For Galatea, your concept of a shaper, you want to know, you will force the very fabric of the environment to move to your will. And y'all know that as long as you follow this code, you will be great.
That's how I'm picturing her. 'Cause she's so tiny compared to Gygus, that she's just like full of rage.
She's a Chihuahua.
Yeah,
Dragon
she's just
terms.
like a little dog. One of those tiny little yappy dogs.
So we'll say, as the changes take hold, you sleep peacefully, and when finally the change is all settled, you all wake up and open your eyes, feeling drastically different, unlocking new abilities. And as you're looking around, you see the familiar kobolds have gathered around y'all, but you're noticing these kobolds look different. You're not 100% sure what exactly it is, but you're looking at the kobolds seems to have changed. You see a large group of kobolds have surround who are close to Gygas. Now, no longer the dark red scale coloring. Now you see that they have a pure white coloring that seem to match Gygas.
Oh,
You see the couple of kobolds that surround both Galatea and Frieden now seems to take the colorings of their Frieden and Galatea, and you even seeing for Galatea's group, you're seeing some roses begin to sprout on their bodies, and for Frieden's group, you see some black lilies begin to bloom with yellow edges. And Mizuchi, even you got, especially with Stuart, as you quickly pick him out, take on your color scheme as well. And you see that they seem to be more like aquatic in nature, as they seem to have a little bit webbed feet and some webbed hands. And you see that they seem to match your color scheme, as they all just stretch and they look over at each one of you as you all stand tall. You see all of the kobolds immediately begins just separating into their own little factions and kneel down before all of you. And you hear one of them go, "We praise the dragon gods. We praise that they have finally awoken. And we hope that you will lead us to the next age of dragon." And you look down and you see Little Horn standing there. Now his horn is a bit bigger. And
Not a little horn anymore.
you see his horn's a bit bigger. And you see his outer his outer scale seems to be a pure white coloring, but you see his under belly seems to match Mizuchi's color scheme, and you see on two of his shoulders you're seeing a black lily lights up and seems to go around his waist, kind of like a belt. You're seeing roses have bloomed around, and you see that Lil Horn looks to be a mixed mash of all four of you. As Little Horn just draws his sword and raises it up in the air, and you see all the kobolds just start cheering, and all of them are going, "Age of Dragons! Age of Dragons!" as the chant echoes and echoes and fills all of your minds. That's where we'll officially end tonight's session.
Oh boy.
Fuck yeah!